Hey everybody, it's Brandon the Weekend Cruiser, where I'm here on a brand new ship for me, the Carnival Conquest, and a brand new cruise line. So I'm excited to give you a full walking tour of the Carnival Conquest interior stateroom 2358. There's some things that you definitely need to know about this room, but if you're curious what a Carnival stateroom looks like, this is going to be a good example of what a 23-year-old stateroom looks like. I'm sure it's probably had something done to it at some point, and there's some things I'm going to call out at the end that you really need to consider before booking this specific room. All right, let's get into it. A full walking tour of Carnival Conquest interior cabin 2358. All right, so here is the outside of stateroom 2358 that I'm staying in. Coming around here, you've got your elevator bank is right there. So this hallway is going to have a little bit of traffic going on to it, a little bit of people hanging out here. And I'm also going to call out my wonderful stateroom attendant who is down there. Say hello. But more importantly, you need to know that these doors here on the right are service doors. And so you may hear some noise coming from those, especially in the later hours. You know, there definitely was, and I told you I was going to tell you this at the end, but that's been one of my pet peeves is that room there has had like dishes and all sorts of stuff through 2:30 in the morning. And this room has no sound privacy of the outside. People walking by can easily, I can hear what they're saying. And I imagine they can probably hear what I'm saying at this moment too. But for an interior cabin, this is actually a decent sized room. You see, what I'm judging that by is like, look, it's not huge, but see how much space you have on the side of the bed? For other ships that I've been on, you don't get that much space on the side of the bed. It's super easy to navigate. The bed does come apart. You see it as a classic two twins that they have moved together. And there is a light switch directly behind the pillows there that control the overhead lights. And you've got your stationary lights on each side. Not really reading lights, they're more room lights, but it's nice just to turn off some of the overhead lighting. Coming over to the other side here, you're going to see, you know, there's a lot going on over here. You've got a really small TV up there. I actually did watch TV just more so to see what Carnival has on the TVs here because I'm used to other cruise lines and what they have. It's a very similar offering, of course, not very different. But you see that they do have a teeny little TV up there, which I think is fine. I'm not really going to watch it. But I love that they have a dedicated desk. I think the phone's in a horrible place over there, and there's not really a good place for me to move it. Traditionally, I'll put those down on the floor or something, but this one just doesn't leave me the room to do that. And you're going to have your $4.75 water over here. And you're going to have a little mirror and some drawers and cabinets. Even more drawers up here that, honestly, I never even looked at. So here's where the safe is. And, oh, that is an old safe. I'm not sure that I would trust that. But, hey, if you got something valuable, why not give it a shot? You've also got this random table over here. So let me know in the comments what you all do with this table. Like, I think that, where are you even supposed to put it? Like, in the walkway or beside the bed? Like, I just don't get it. Apparently it's adjustable. It's got a handle down at the bottom of it. And then you see I've got my stool on the right, which is probably an original stool from the looks of it. So I'd be glad to replace it with a proper chair. You guys know that I love that, but it is what it is. Coming over to the other side, love that they have this extra storage up here. I put all my camera equipment up here, my workout clothes, or workout gloves, I should say, and water bottle. I really appreciate having the extra storage. And the fridge is directly below this as well. So if you need to cool off anything, you can do that. So, whoops. One thing that I do not like, why would you put a light right in the head view? So if you go to try to like check yourself on the way, like leaving, all you're going to see is the light. You can't actually see yourself. Hey, everybody. All right, turning around though. But what I was surprised with this interior room, you know, it's got plenty of lighting up above. I'm not a huge fan of the pink, but it does have plenty of closet space. So this is one thing that I was super impressed with, and it flows in here. Doesn't make the room feel small, but you've got 3 individual sections like that. These are going to be your hanging one. You've got your life jackets in here. And I also store my bags in here as well because they don't often, I mean, I bring on, it's a weekend, right? I bring on this massive suitcase here, so it doesn't really fit underneath, but you see we've got plenty of space there. Now let me show you where we're at. And like most cruise lines, they have a nice little map here. So we are this red dot here. So this is the midship elevator, and we are right beside of those that we saw earlier. I've enjoyed this location. Being on the 2nd floor, getting off tomorrow morning is going to be super easy. I just have to walk up 2 floors, and we are good to go. So I don't have to do the elevators. And it's been nice being able to just be in the middle of everything. And most stuff here happens on decks 4 and 5, so not far to go at all. Coming into the bathroom here, you've got your towel hooks, and this looks like, honestly, any other cruise ship from this era. You've got the green sink, plenty of counter space, which I love, and places where I can see what I've put out. So I'm a big fan of being able to see what I have in the bathroom. I left my medicine case, that's the blue thing you see up there, on, on my last cruise. Sorry about that, my battery died. So, I was telling you I lost my blue case on the last ship, and I was devastated because, you know, if you lose, you know, a few prescription medicines, it's a bit of a hassle. Luckily, all of that has been resolved. You've got storage down below in here. I do love this hanging thing, and I used to have an Amazon store. I don't anymore, but I am a huge fan of this hanging bag. If you find something similar to it online, it's always great. And what I'll call out is, for here, the shower doesn't have those plastic doors that you may see on other lines. It's got an actual curtain to it. So if you are claustrophobic, you don't want to close those, you don't have to. It's got a little channel down here in the bottom where the water is going to be able to drain all the way out. Pro tip, don't put the towel in the drain because that's going to be a self-defeating purpose. Put it on the ledge up above so that it's not getting soaking wet. I'll also say the shampoo and the conditioner here are not great. Do bring your own. I think this is probably the worst I've seen on any of the cruise lines. So that concludes the full walking tour of Carnival Conquest Interior Stateroom 2358. As you can see, it is a good room. It's got great space on the sides of the bed, good closet space, and a bathroom that is well designed, even though it's 23 years old. The two things that you need to know about the stateroom are, number one, that service room outside. You may hear some dishes knocking around. I heard them Friday night until 2:30. Luckily, I have not heard them last night, so 1 out of 2 nights, still not great, but I did not hear it last night, and I was probably back in the cabin around 12:30 if I had to guess, after that late night comedy, which was amazing on here, by the way. The second thing you need to know, though, is it's also a place where people like to gather because it is right by the elevators. There's even a sign outside on the corner that says, "Do not congregate here," or "to whisper," something like that, which should be the sign that people are going to do that, and they absolutely will. The problem is this room hears every word they say, even those that have been whispering, and like you can tell they're trying to be courteous and speak slowly or lightly, whatever the term is. I can still hear every word that they are saying. It's kind of weird, actually. So just know that that happens. There's been a lot of people that do congregate out there. You do hear a lot. So you just need to know that. Some of that is probably because of this room. I don't feel like the edges or the soundproofing around the door is that great. But it also could be some of the ship. It is 23 years old. Who knows? But those are the worst things. But overall, it's a really good room. I would say if you could get this room just farther down the hallway, not as close to the elevators, you'd be in good shape. All right, everybody, this is Brandon, the Weekend Cruiser, hoping to see you on a weekend cruise soon. And if you have not already done so, make sure you're checking out the full ship walking tour of the Carnival Conquest to go ahead and start mapping out the floor plan so you don't miss anything on your short cruise.